screwball comedy is a better way to describe what this film is than romantic comedy. And you know, the way that my character was written usually how they write the male parts, and they're usually the juiciest, and they're allowed to be complex and unattractive and crabby and fun and difficult and funny in a way that female parts generally aren't written. With Betty White, I said, if you get Betty White, I want to be in that scene reacting off of her. I don't want to be speaking. You let her be Betty White, because that's gold. Ryan Reynolds is one of those rare actors who can do both drama and comedy, and I've known Ryan for many, we go way back, and to work together. Once they said, you know, when I signed on, they said, you know, this is who we're thinking about. I said, you know what, there's no one else to play that. There's no one else that has all the elements that Ryan does. You could have other actors that were very good or very funny, but they wouldn't have the opposite, either the dramatic chops, or they would be a good dramatic actor, they wouldn't have the good comedic chops, nor would they be as handsome or as him, or as self-deprecating. There's a lot of elements that needed to go into who this person was. And Ryan was the only choice that made sense. So we always went into it knowing that it would be Ryan and myself. Dennis, ASIF, and Oscar. You couldn't ask for three more unique, different, brilliant character actors who you could have cast completely opposite of them. And as it reads, you know, most people would have cast the obvious. Anne chose to cast actors who were deceiving. Like, you see the person and then they open their mouth or they start doing something and it's something completely different, which brings a life to these roles that could have been so cartoonish and thankless. And Oscar has this very pivotal scene in our film where, albeit he's wearing a Speedo, it says so much. And he gives so much of himself. A little too close to my face sometimes, but it had to be done. And he just, all of them, all three of them, when they had their scenes, I looked at Anne and I was like, I don't know how you thought to cast these people, but you did. And that's why the film is going to be so good. There's not one person that doesn't elevate the material. I have no idea how to describe Anne Fletcher other than you take the Tasmanian Devil, you take a little Phyllis Diller, you take a little bit of Jennifer Beals, because she's an extraordinary dancer. This woman's energy is endless, but that's only surpassed by how great she is at her job as a director. It's been a long time since I worked with someone that was as thorough and as thought out and as good at their job as Anne is.